Okay. Alright, Maker's Corner here again. Boy, am I beat from today. Oh, just being vacuuming up the house. I thought I'd make a short update video. And I'm running the, now I've automated the thermal experiments like I explained in the previous video. If there's a bit of fan sound background, then it's because I'm running the experiments right now, and the box is right next to it. I apologize for the extra ambient noise. But I thought I'd do a quick intro on the SD card reading, because I purchased the, let's see if I show it here. So here. So okay. Here is the SD card reader I purchased. And then I found a micro USB size converter, so I can use this big slot. And then I have a standard micro SD card plugged into this. And I found a website. There's many websites that describe how to connect this specific module. Now, the one thing you need to be careful if you buy one of these modules, that some of these modules are only made for 3.3 volt logic. So I would look at the specifications and make sure when you're buying one of these modules that it actually is a dual voltage module. That makes life a lot easier if you're going to connect it to Uno or other microcontrollers. So I usually I just find it increases flexibility, because then you don't have to use voltage level converters and crap like that. At least I try to avoid doing it as much as possible. It was actually surprisingly easy to get working. So you just need the micro USB memory card needs to be just standard formatted to the FAT file format, FAT32. So that's nothing amazing. Usually they come pre-formatted like that. And I can just switch and show one thing here. This one here. And if you're running like I'm doing the Uno or any card that's supported Arduino style, libraries for this card is actually available directly in the menu, so you can take examples. They're here directly, so you don't need to actually look at this. So I don't think there's really much point in me going into the details of how these functions work, because they're pretty self-explanatory and might bore a lot of people. But anyway, you can create a script, a sketch to get the card information. That worked right off. I hadn't miswired any. It checks the wiring, by the way. I think it runs through a sequence of commands checking that the signal wiring hasn't been miswired. So that's good in the card info section. And then it has an example of logging data, and there's how to dump file and how to access files in general, and list files and read write. So this is pretty basic. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to, once I've ran all the experiments, because now it takes like, what was it? 2 hours for each experiment, so 1 hour to run. Well, it'll be done by tomorrow, running through all the testing. So, but I'm going to actually, as an experiment, I'm going to add this to my experiment, so that it will data log all the measurements taken into a data file, into a text file in JSON style. So I can actually have a backup if the computer communication doesn't work. Then I actually have a backup, because it's a 32 gigabyte. I think it was that's a 32 gig micro USB. So it can store millions of measurement points. Yeah. But I will just give it a try and see how it works. I probably might add it as a permanent fixture to the experiment box. just for fun. Yeah, I was pretty amazed how easy this was, and anything to say? Anything that will catch up? It shouldn't be any problem. Finding even the connection stuff is given here, at least for the Uno. And the website I found had an example how to connect to Uno or a Mega card, and these are pretty generic functionalities. These, so I think that one can, ESP32 or whatever, one can connect them. I haven't actually looked how you redirect the pins to different pin numbers, but I think that it's probably configurable somewhere. Because the quick look was that I used the default pinout. I don't know if it's necessary to use the default pinout, or whether you can actually go into some location in the header file, for example, for this this module, and then give it different pins. But it's probably the easiest to run it on the default pins. Yeah, that was cool. So now I think I will also give the Ethernet, and the Ethernet module. Oddly enough, in the instruction that I read, it mentioned the Ethernet module. So I think that it actually has the same cable connection, because it's running through a serial connection, SPI serial connection. So it seems like the Ethernet module uses at least based control pin wise the exact same pinout. So I should be relatively easy to be able to test out. And I think there is. Now we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I think there's actually an example. Yeah, here, Ethernet. I'm not totally sure if this will work with the Ethernet module, but at least it says Ethernet, so we'll see. I will play with it a bit and get back to make a report on it. See if I did any updates on the experiment box. I don't think I really made. I did a few cleanup items, but it wasn't anything major. After I fixed the zero communication problem, I just basically started running it. So it wasn't anything more special. So I think we're done with that part. And can recommend this SD card reader. This is seemingly very easy to get working. And of course there are more modules than the one that I have. And even sometimes when you buy hats for the Arduino, the extra add-ons for the Arduino, then that you can have an embedded card reader on the board. So like the Ethernet hat for Arduino Uno, it has embedded SD card reader. But I just think that these separate modules are a bit more flexible, because then one can connect them pinout wise how one wants. And just as a comment, SPI is a multi-device bus. So basically you can chain modules with different addresses. Yes, so let's see. I have to do some code to process the measurement results into something visual after I have all the results. That'll be like upcoming week. See if I can make some interesting graphs. I'm looking to get a better camera, but I don't know. I think the setup I have is quite good now. I think if I've come to terms with the equipment I have, so I might It's odd, it's not really a money issue. Maybe like $600. Could even do 4K, but I don't know. It feels like I'm in a, with this hobby level that I'm running, I don't know. I think the microphone was a good investment, and the webcam, yeah, and the action camera, of course, that was a very good investment. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be expanding the equipment anytime soon. The only thing one could run into problems if I want to get into like showing really small stuff, then you would really like to have a better camera to be able to like zoom in really close. If I was going to do some SMD, surface mount component soldering examples, or wanting to look at such stuff, then I don't really have any good video equipment for that. But since I don't really intend to do that stuff. Yeah, I have some stuff coming in for later videos. I bought some sensors and actuators and a robot arm, cheap one. And then I'm going to probably throw away the control unit. It will come with a basic Arduino Uno, and then it have a small software, and then you have potentiometer control over the movement axes. So I'm probably going to throw that away. I'll probably repurpose the Circuit Python Cricket combination to drive the robot, because then I can actually program it. I mean, the options for programming will be bigger than what it will come with. So, lots of ideas for future videos. Yeah, and it's nice to see the experiment box worked out as intended. It's producing the measurements that are needed, and I also have to schedule in some time to do that part, which is to actually start working on the data and the AI model and see if it will actually do something useful. So I don't know how am I going to merge these, the time slot is like working on electronics and then working on the AI part. But I'll see. Since it's a hobby, I can do it in whatever order I want. Or you guys can, or just leave a comment. I can change the plans if there are comments to that. Okay, so I think that does it for today. Yeah, probably it'll be a short video on the Ethernet module, and then I'll do a short video after I've integrated the SD card reader into the experiment, and then show you. I can just like pre-run one, or I can. Yeah, I'll probably like because it takes an hour to run the test of the experiments, or at least the ones that I have now, to make any meaningful graphs. So I'll probably just run it, and I'll just demo while I'm reading the SD card, the file. But that should be exciting. Okay, catch up later.